Hello and good morning, folks. So it's finally happened. AC6 got properly announced. Basically, it was the most low-key announcement in the world. It was more or less just, hey, so we haven't quite made it yet, but we're not planning to let the series die here, so please don't give up hope yet. I mean, it was just the most from thing ever, just like completely out of the blue. We're sorry we haven't made a thing yet, but we're gonna. So there's that, and then it'll just like kind of get unceremoniously shoved onto a shelf like 6 months later. But yeah, so at least they did announce it. They put a live theme out there as well, although that's only on the Japanese side, as I mean, unless they ended up putting a US version later. But from what I've been told and what I've heard from people, yeah, it's Japanese only. Any dang ways, so AC6 on the way. Personal theory on this, I think what ended up happening is they probably had a non-functioning version, or they just kind of have it roughly sketched together. And a lot of their other people are apparently off on other projects right now. So, kind of run, theory would more or less be that they haven't gotten a working version yet. They haven't got something that they can actually show, which is more or less what they said. The translations varied pretty darn widely, but in one of them they basically said, we don't have anything we can show you yet. So, I take that to mean, they have something together, but their people are off on other projects, they haven't got it running yet. So just keep waiting and they'll put something out there. But yeah, so I guess I can stop sending them spam emails now to give us updates on Armored Core. Any dang ways, yeah, so let's have a cross-generational tournament, why not? So I got 2 representatives from each gen here. Bear in mind, these weren't necessarily the mascots, these weren't necessarily the best, these were just kind of the ones that, A, were available in the roster at the moment, which I was kind of pissed about Silent Line not having Shade available, but apparently I deleted him at some point. Awesome. Yeah, so I was actually going to go and do a lot of these retro rebuilds in regular Formula Front when I have time. But for now, here's what it looks like. So for AC1, we have Ernst, aka the mascot for it, as well as the AC1 remake of Valkyrie. For Project Phantasma, we have Stinger, and we have the starter AC, because I don't have any other ones for Project Phantasma. We have for Master of Arena, we have Kandaki, the wooden AC, because that thing is friggin' awesome. And we have Bounty, who comes back from AC1. He's actually an MOA as well. For AC2, we have to have Leos as the head guy, and then we have Werehound, which I've heard mixed stuff on that, but personally I remember Werehound being a pretty friggin' big deal on a lot of challenge runs for AC2 and stuff like that. So, personally I have a pretty strong memory of like, get past that guy, it's smooth sailing. So for Another Age, this is another one that's going to be a little bit underrepresented, but yeah. I just put in Timekeeper from AC2. I figure, maybe he stuck around a little bit. And then the other one was the starter AC, the Gecko as I like to call it. So that one's just around. Again, it's underrepresented, but they're really, as far as ACs go, I had only one, which was actually no, I had 2. I had actually no, it was just one, which was Rose, which I don't know what happened to that. But any dang ways, moving on to 3, we have Kaiser, because of course. And Old Lang Syne, aka the lightweight starter AC, just because, you know what, I really love the design of that thing. Like, every time I would just watch the intro, I'm like, man, that lightweight looks pretty friggin' cool right there. And because his left arm gets blown off, his gun gets replaced. And then his core gets blown up in Silent Line, so... Ah, crap, I should have him represent Silent Line. Whatever. Silent Line, we have the Big White, because that thing is all over the place, and yeah, I know he's not an AC, but... is rebuildable as an AC, so yeah, we have the Big White there. And the Infinity Formula Front version, because, you know, we have to have that in there. So he's a slightly improved version of Mobius, as it goes. For Nexus, we have Evangel and... where's the other one here? I have them in two separate lists here. And the Iron Whatever, basically the super heavy tank AC at the top of the arena. For Ninebreaker, or not Ninebreaker, actually yeah, Ninebreaker, we have Proto Exus and Nineball, because of course we do. You know, where did I put that other one? Well, dang. I actually somehow overwrote Nineball at some point. That would be a travesty. And he is in Backstab. Okay. There we go. Updated the wheel. Let's see what's next. For LR, we have Jacko and we have Zenata. For 4, we have the Orleans, courtesy of Voctor. And we have the Supplice. I just really like those Aaliyah types. Personal preference. And then for 4 answer, we have Vero North and... where's that other one? And Raiden, courtesy of Azure. I was thinking to put Glint in here, but A, I have deleted him for like the 5th time now, and B, you know, I want to rebuild the effective version of him again, and have not had time. Alright, and then for 5, this one's also going to be underrepresented, but we have the Flamefly, because, you know, it's kind of a joke AC, but everyone seems to remember it. And then the only community submission, which was from Phantasmar, called the Phantasgod. Basically, this is just an AC that's, like, it was kind of representing one of his multiplayer builds. I've seen that build a few times, so I'm just gonna take that as a, you know, representing the multiplayer facet of it. And then for Verdict Day, we finally have, if I can figure out where they are on this freaking long as hell list, we have Blue Maggie, aka Blue Magnolia, and we have the Lone Mercenary. So, yeah. That's all of them. Formula Front is serving as the host and decided not to compete. This is also known as I did not want to go and rebuild the ACs from it. There we go. Done. Alright, update this wheel here. So who do we have first? Looks like we have the Old Long Sign versus Ace. Who is that? AC1 Valkyrie. Okay. And I'm excited. I just love how completely out of left field this happened. This is them every friggin' time they want to announce something. By the way, if I sound a little nasally today, I apologize. It has gotten cold as crap outside, and you can't even stand near a window without catching cold, so... So, due to the sheer friggin' girth of this list, yeah, this is gonna be single elimination. We're not gonna do 2 out of 3. Alright, so I'm just gonna go to camera view for the one that I'm expecting to win here. Although this seems to be actually going in her favor. The rifle's really chipping away at him. Alright, looks like Valkyrie's gonna beat Old Long Sign. Although, to be fair, the poor bastard seems to have gotten killed off in his, like, every single appearance, so... If not killed off, like, wrecked to the point of near uselessness. I think it's implied that he's killed off in Silent Line. Bear in mind that is not his actual name. I've heard a couple different names, but I haven't found confirmation for those. But I call it the Old Lang Syne because, you know, old good times. And I've heard different translations of that too, but it's either old good times or times gone by, but long story short, it's a statement of reminiscence, and that's basically what this one's always personally meant. Aww. Valkyrie just killed my childhood. Okay. Well, He's out. That sucks. Alright, let's see. Update exam. Why is this? Sorry, for some reason, Wheel decided is being a bit of a jerk right now. Okay, there we go. He's out. Apply wheel changes. Next up, we have a very laggy wheel. Wow, okay. AC1 Valkyrie again. Versus ACLR Zenaida. Okay, okay. I'm gonna introduce them by the name they represent, the game they represent as well. For funsies. Because this is supposed to be a fight between the different games, right? This is on 4-1, and this is 1.5 Zenaida. I feel like mentioning every single time. So, let's give this a look-see. If you're wondering on the music, by the way, this is The Answer, the Armored Core tribute album from, well, it seems like it's come from a few different sources, but we're just using the OC remix version, which I believe is more or less just a repaste of the official version that came out a while ago. Yeah, pretty sure this has to go to Zenaida. He's pretty brutal. Yeah, so feminism has gotten a bit more extreme over the different generations. That's what we're gonna go ahead and call this one. But yeah, I like to listen to this album every now and then. So it's good stuff. So there goes Velk. And where is my tab? Here it is. It is somewhere in here. There we go. Now we update that wheel. Always kind of makes me think of one of the Pokemon battle themes. Alright, looks like we got ACAA represented by the Gecko. Let's talk about that. Man, this was a weird introduction to a drug dealer. I'm here to talk about speed for you. No please. Please no. Can you maybe move somewhere else? Man, but this guy gets no sales whatsoever, does he? Like the awkward mistranslated drug dealers going on. Oh, wait, I should probably say who they're fighting. So, ACVD, Blue Magnolia. And I am looking for Tomato, and I'm looking at the wrong team. There we go. There we go. So this has to go to Magnolia. She's definitely one of the better ones. Heavy with a bunch of big guns with no, oh man, there's that glitch again. Yeah, against a thing that's more or less unarmed. And can't hit the broadside of the friggin' planet. Yep. Alright, bye, Gecko. And this was never gonna go to them anyway. I kind of apologize for another answer being a little bit underrepresented. It's not that I didn't like it, and I couldn't really follow it, that's for sure, but just in general, a lot of it's sort of was kind of a whole janky blender of a thing. It's like they kind of took all the stuff they couldn't put into AC2 and repackaged it, and then just put it as its own game, so there really wasn't a whole lot of memorable stuff. Like, even when it got to the very last fight, the answer wasn't, oh, you know, it's that guy again, it's, who the hell is this guy? Has he been around? Is he new? I don't know. It's this guy! You totally know him! Like, no, I don't, though. I have no idea who this is. Wait a minute. What? Is he living right now? Oh crap, he's actually living right now, and I already took him off the list. Holy crap. Maggie, what are you doing? I know she has energy issues, but it shouldn't be this bad. Huh. Oh, in comes friggin' AC2 starter with the upset. Holy crap. Yeah, there we go. What happened? I know she used her stuff to basically charge to use her gun here. And the thing is, this build seems really weird in this one because she has energy issues and everything else. In Verdict Day, her whole thing was just, you see missiles come out of nowhere, you see lasers come out of nowhere. Like, she just shows up, completely wrecks your day in a few seconds, and you're out. That's it. There's no fight. There's just, you are either dead or you're not. And it's, honestly, it's one of my favorite one-on-one fights in the series. But yeah, no, it's like quick, brutal, and that's it. So that's why she uses the Jirins to basically power the thing up, use the machine gun. And usually it's enough to overpower most things, and what is going on here? This is insanity right now. Okay. So she won by a technicality. A very, very, very close technicality. Holy crap. Yeah, she might have actually lost the fight if it kept going. And honestly, it was only that very last shot that even allowed her to win. Alright, moving on. That was surprising. Okay, so Nexus, represented by the iron whatever. Some wasted lead here. Fitting with the music. Love this remix of Shining. Like, I love the theme and everything else of Shining, but, I don't know, the voice part kinda took me out of it. Okay, apparently this wheel wants to eliminate another age, so Timekeeper. Again, Timekeeper didn't actually show up in another age, but I like to think he was there. He was just retired. They pulled him out of retirement for this. Like, we pulled you out of retirement to have this giant metal behemoth just crush the hell out of you. You're welcome. Like, I'm just glad to be involved. Somebody remembered me. Seriously, I had no idea who the hell this guy was until, I believe his cow sent me, the name to rebuild. Was it cow or royal? I don't know, one of you guys. Ouch. Okay, well, that was not gonna go any other way. Where are we here? List, you are getting shorter, but it is still hard to find stuff in you. There we go. Update wheel. Or apply wheel changes, whatever. Okay, we roll this mess while it loads. Looks like we have Evangel from Nexus. Nexus Evangel versus ACLR Jacko. Alright. Alright. This was asked a few times, actually. I don't know if I ever did it. Well, I did now. Alright. So, this is Nexus version better? Actually, wait, this is the LR version I just pulled up. Crap, hold on. This guy, and then, no, that's the LR. Wait, where was he? Actually, I think it's gonna have to be that one, because I believe Full Patrol got written over. Yeah, it used to be right... Yeah, it did. It used to be between Pro Squad and... Yeah. Oh well. He upgraded early. That's just gonna have to be fine. Honestly, his LR version is quite a bit better, especially in Formula Front. just because there were a lot of energy issues with his original. So he looks all angry and mean and edgy now. Which is why he gets his horrible attitude, I guess. And we've got multiple very effective weapons, so we're gonna have some nice lag going on. Yeah, looks like we're going to Jacko. So far, so Jacko. If he can ever figure out how to turn his giant friggin' boat of an AC around. Wow. Alright, he's gonna win just because Jacko's got all the maneuverability of, like, friggin' brick. Wow. Oh, that's an upside and a half. Shot him in the butt a million times. Basically pulling out his Dark Souls methods. Isn't that just fitting? Now, where were you on this? Bye-bye, ACLR Jacko. Flywheel changes, and here we go. Also, a cool thing. I just found out that that I could just import the team emblems straight into the game, so I can make fancier emblems now. I don't have to actually remake them in game. I never really thought about doing that. Why? Who knows? But I think I can just put whatever on there. Alright, so we've got 4 answer. Did I mention the Veronork? I did. We've got the Veronork and Stinger from Phantasma. Bye, Stinger. First things first. Veronork is a turkey. Cool as the Vixen looks, it is kinda trash on the player side. As it's reminding us about that AC that is now haunted into the game's code, I guess. Alright. Got a big, beautiful open map. Let's make this happen. Can't even say big and beautiful now without getting horrible negative feelings. It is getting annoying on the politics side of things. Like, I want to not pay attention to it, and then every now and then, like, news thing comes up with, like, here's something that's screwed your business or something, and then I look at it, and it's some other saying being ruined by the guy. Now, Big, Beautiful, and Celebrating Christmas somehow added to that friggin' list. Damn the country with something blatantly not true, and people will still support it. Any dang ways. So, how about Stinger? He's not having a good day. There we go. Good job, Veronork. Alright, Stinger. You're on here somewhere. There you are. Right at the very top of the list. Called I Am Blind. Also, it appears that they've changed the text color in this version of PPSSPP. PP. Alright. AC4, Orleans. So we get to finally see one of Voktor's here. This team will have its day pretty soon here, but I just wanted to toss this out here. So we've got the Testament, Aretha, Orleans, Prometheus, and Critique. Orleans, if I remember right, is the type Aaliyah, so that's what that's doing there. And EC2 Warehouse, which is where exactly? Team 7? Okay. Man, the fact that some of these numbered ones are still around is something. Yep, there we go, the Tapalia. Looking a bit round these days. And definitely went for a curvier look on this one, I see. Good look for it. This has got like a mix of smooth and pointy, so it can kind of go either way on it in earlier gens. But yeah, so looks like he's trying to, I believe she used the Hitman, so it looks like mixing up the Pixie 3 and the inside core to get that effect. It's interesting. These are both very heavy machine gun based builds. Very nice, very nice. Just took out Warehound. Honestly, I was expecting him to last a few fights, as he can be pretty darn brutal, even though he's one of the earlier AIs that was put together. And that's just mostly just due to the dual Gatling guns and relatively decent speed. Alright, moving on. Don't have to worry about that 30-minute time limit anymore because, well, rip a vid me. Okay, so ACVD, Lone Mercenary. Yeah, the only timer I have to worry about now is when the little one decides to wake up and eat. But hopefully should have like a good 20 minutes until that happens. Alright, looks like he is fighting the, or she is fighting the Orleans. Orleans. Man, was looking at this thing on the Napoleonic Wars not too long ago. Amazing how many misconceptions there were about all that. Like the whole thing about him being short and whatever else, and all this other stuff. Like, dude, that guy was like insanely good at what he did. And actually surprisingly normal height. Anything. But it's weird because like every single time there's one of these things that come out, you're like, here, it's you know, here's this random tidbit of information, and then it immediately goes way too far, like, this guy was slightly shorter than average. Like, no, he was basically a gnome. They're like, no, but he was actually more average height. Like, oh, so then everybody must have been super short back then. Like, no. That was a smear campaign, dude. Like, there was a guy that called him short because his main rival was friggin' tall as crap, apparently. Anyway, kind of had like a whole War of the Generals type thing going on. History's fun. Like, it's funny because it's one of those things of, I talk to people every now and then, they're like, oh, what date did this happen? Like, I don't give a crap what date it happened. Here's the stuff that happened that's actually cool. Like, who cares what day it was on? What good does that information do you? You know? It's like, rough period, that's all you need to know. I'm actually really hoping for the Lone Merc to do this, because, just the utter simplicity of his build makes me always want him or her win things. Equal opportunity mercenaries. That's what's going on here. Alright, so he's ditched his shield. They can't actually break in from the front, so instead, we simulate that effect by having him throw away his blade. Yes! Alright. Sorry, Voctor. Sorry to see your thing go down, but I wanted to see that happen. Alright, so Deep Sea Fish is out of here. By wheel changes, we're actually getting pretty well boiled down here. Oh man, you know what? That beat right there makes me think that one of these definitely needs to happen to the Cryptid Nectar Dancer soundtrack. Alright, so we got the Proto Exus, representing 9-ball, or 9-breaker. Alright. Who are you fighting? Looks like Kaiser. Kaiser from AC3. What team are you on? You're on the Pro Squad. One of the very first ones made. She might outturn him, he might overpower her, but we'll see how this goes. Actually don't recognize this music by name. getting so far. Currently keeping just out of his lockbox, he's still getting pelted by the Selena. She's using a different set of legs than usual, you may notice. This was just basically due to a choice of there was a Zaneta and her being made on the same... Oh my god, she's been away. Being made on the same team. Right, so AC3 just got completely wiped out now. But, yeah, wound up being a situation where I figured, you know what, you don't see her legs much, but you do, when fighting Zaneta, you do see her landing and, like, zooms in for a sec, so it's like, you know what, people are gonna remember that she has those a lot more than Exus's, and they're basically the same one. Alright, so we got Project Phantasma, with the starter. We got the AC1 starter, and figured people probably restarted on Project Phantasma. They were an idiot like me. Oh man. Okay, Blue Magnolia coming to take out another starter AC. What happens? Maggie, what do you have against starters? What is your problem? Why do you do these things? They're just trying to start, and you're like, no, I can have no competition. Because then they get stronger later, and then when I defect, it's much harder to fight them. Maybe don't defect then. Actually, this one's even got a better chance, because if the fight's anything like last time, I think all these have the same AI, so... this one should be... And I think the other one had higher energy defenses. This one's got a better rifle. And more consistent missiles. So, it might do it. It's at a pretty decent range to make some use of its weapons, you know? And that's kind of the main thing that Maggie here doesn't get. She needs to get into close range, and her tendency is for close range, so I don't know why she sticks with such a long one. And that's another kind of cool thing for it being kind of hard to match her movement pattern. Because, like, in Verdict Day, her whole thing is just, like, super fast burst movement. Like, out of nowhere, she's like, well, you know, you see her over off in the corner of the map over there, just peeking around a corner. 5 seconds later, she's behind you, like, hey, it would be a shame if somebody took this ludicrously overpowered weapon and shoved it up your ass. So that's basically that fight in a nutshell. And yeah, you know, there's ways to cheese it, and there's all this other stuff, but you know, those first few times, that's when you really get the sense of, is it a fun fight, I think. Holy crap, she's about to lose her starter. Wait, no she isn't. Never mind, she's got this. Dang. Unless she's running into energy issues again, because he's doing a good job dodging her missiles, and that little clinking machine gun isn't doing anything. Why is your weakness starters? What is that? Alright, well there we go. That's that thing gone, if I can find it. There we go. Another starter bites the dust, so that's all them gone. Yeah, it's a cross tournament, so the champion has to beat Crossback. That should totally happen. I think I'm gonna make that happen. Alright. ACLR Zaneta. Alright, and who are you fighting? Big White. Alright. That thing is not terribly maneuverable, so she should have this. That doesn't get any less creepy when you slow it down. Like, I love the music that they do and all that, but, man, I wish it wouldn't have vocals most of the time. Kind of getting shudders here. Alright. Nailing her, kind of super aggressive movement here. It took a minute. I'm kind of happy with how she came out. Definitely one of the ones that's going to stick around a while. Cue me accidentally deleting her friggin' AC like 5 minutes from now, but, well. Got this. Very solidly, like, dodging most of the shots now. Okay, never mind, she decided to eat a bunch for no reason. Oh, there we go. That's why she was dodging so well, those ECM pods. Messing with their, oh, crap. Now she's in trouble. She gets close. Oh, crap, man. People. Oh, dude! Oh, no. Oh, no. That would be an upset and a half right there. Friggin' Zaneta losing to a big white. Oh, man, that was close, though. Lessons apparently instantly learned. Alright. Starting to get boiled down a bit here. I haven't even seen Raiden yet. Alright. Ernst from AC1 against Avengel. Ernst. Here's Avengel. Alright, so what this boils down to is Ernst is more or less immune to everything but that blade. So he seems to, if I recall correctly, he tanks heat like nobody's business, tanks shell like nobody's business. So let's see how this goes. And I think Ernst can have this. Not a terribly good AC, but he should be pretty advantaged here. It'd be hilarious if Ernst came out on top at the end of all this. Yeah, well, he's getting into close range for that blade, and basically getting himself wrecked for no reason. Yeah, those rockets, I think, are what are doing him in. His movement is anything but elegant. It's just a solid block of bloody goodness. I've been told recently that the defenses don't really matter in Formula Hunt, but I think they do still seem to matter a fair bit, like especially for stuff like this. I have noticed that this guy in particular is pretty good at buffing out a lot of things. Not completely buffing out, but what are you even doing? That? Had a perfect opportunity to pretty much clinch a win, but no. Yeah, never mind. I think Menzies got this. Oh, yeah, no. He's definitely got this. Oh, wait! Wait, did he just recover from... He was charging. Huh. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hi, Ernst. Bye. You're a cool mascot. I don't know if this is using the original lyrics nobody can understand or not. Alright, so we got the Proto-Exus fighting somebody that's not the Proto-Exus. La. Fighting the Bounty from MOA. Sorry for the repeated throat clears, like I said. The cold is a bit of a dick. Right. Do this thing. I just posted a picture of when we were back in the hospital at the beginning of the year. The little one being born, the little being human. And I can't believe it's been that long already. Yeesh. This has been a crazy year. Honestly, I still can't believe that my freaking business has been falling apart for a year straight. At some point, let's catch a break. Alright, well there we go. Proto-Exus takes another one, and the Bounty is out. Bounty. Goodbye, Bounty. You are replaced by Tide. Alrighty, what do we have next? Like, it's gonna be Supplice from AC4. Come here, Supplice. Gonna be being all awesome over here. And I love that that linear rifle carried over like it did. Fighting the Proto-Exus. So we'll go ahead and make that a thing. Alright. In general concept, very similar builds. Except that the Supplice is all solid and burst damage, whereas the Proto is kind of mixed and potential for heat damage. So, we'll see. But yeah, with when it comes to mimicking the Marv, the burst fire linear rifle is just completely on point. The Marv from Florida, FA. Yeah, I think he's starting to have energy issues, because why is he still on the ground? He's supposed to be dashing. I think he has like no walk tendency. Why don't he always walk? Oh well. Yeah, he's got this. I think it's like gonna come down to like Proto-Exus versus Vandal. I think there wasn't a video of those last four ones. Yeah, there we go. So Police is out. I think that's AC4 out entirely. Yeah, that is. This game works best not on one-on-ones because there's a lot of stupid metas, but when there are teams of like weird builds and everything else. And Azor's mentioned that several times too. It's just it works so much better with weird setups. Okay, so we've got Veronork versus somebody who is not Veronork. Looks like the wheel says Kongoku, who's almost definitely gonna lose this. Then again, I think he's got a lot of anti-missile stuff, so maybe he'll just win this out of nowhere. You know what? I know it'll never happen, but for AC6, I'd love to see the wooden AC make a comeback. It's such a stupid idea that has to work. Like, again, I don't see, if somebody's watching this, I would assume they'd, oh yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, Kagaki. Oh, wait, what? No, they're all flanking. They're flanking for sure. Okay, he's got a solid chance to run him out of ammunition, actually. Oh, no, that's it. That's the fight. Or not. Do you have any pods left to resist that? Oh my god. Sangaku beating Veronork? Holy crap, he actually is. He's got a chance. He's actually got to nail some of his hits now, but He's got a solid chance to beat this thing. Yeah, please don't freeze after this long. I know, get it away from me! Yeah, no, I think Tengaku's actually gonna win it. Now he's charging, because he burned himself out trying to get away from that thing. Oh, funny note, these legs, they are like a complete one-to-one to the ones in 4 Answer. It's amazing how good that is. No crap. Okay, I would never have expected that to happen, but there we go. Okay, Varanork is out in a really awkward way. Fantastic. Wondering why I left him with so few missiles? Well, that is exactly how he functions in 4 and 4 Answer. He burns himself out of missiles and then just awkwardly murkies around for a while. Okay, Lone Mercenary from ACVD. Let's get your basic butt in here. And who are you fighting? Evangel. This probably has to go to Evangel. Let's see. Let's just see. Yeah. So, I'm assuming AC6 is gonna kind of come back to 3rd gen. The one they stuck around with the most is the one that, if you look all over their pages and everything else, they kind of know. There's usually the designs are always, like, whenever they post stuff, the designs tend to come from 4 Answer. Like the old cool stuff tends to, like, here's people doing cool things, comes from 3rd gen. And then the, hey, we remembered multiplayer exists, always comes from 5th. I don't know, personally I think it's gonna be like a return to form to 3. That'd be nice. It's just, you know, they need to find a thing and stick to it. That's their problem with it. Like when they stuck to 3, we had a whole bunch just in a row. Different or not, you know, everyone at least knew what it was, they liked the general idea and all that. But then they really wanted to make it cinematic and make them act like they do in cutscenes and everything. But I mean, really all they just needed was a change in animation, not a full, like, rebalance the entire thing. We'll see what ultimately ends up resulting here. I think they're going to end up going to Evangel. Busting through that defense pretty well. If Evangel were to run out of rounds, that'd be a different story, but yeah, no, it would have taken like 3. He would have had to run low on rounds, decide to switch to his rockets. The Merc would have had to switch to the larges, basically get 3 consecutive hits, and then have a chance to finish him off. So, wasn't gonna happen. Moving right along. This list is getting short. Alright, got Raiden. Who finally decided to stick his neck out. Versus... I just took him off the list. Update, please. Hang on. Decided not to update. Give us another thing, because I wanted him to fight the Lone Merc. Alright, the Blue Magnolia. This is not even the right team. That would be Tomato. Where are you, Tomato? There you are. Alright. The FA and VD, like, mascot heavies. Let's see what happens. I think Raiden has the advantage here. Because of his sheer firepower. And the fact that he's more long range, while she has a tendency to go for closer range. and he can pretty much just tank it out because he's a tank. I think that didn't I remake Barketta recently? I think I did those. Yeah, there has to be something funky going on with the saves, because it feels like a lot of the teams I made just straight up disappeared for no reason. And, you know, wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary. This stuff's been downright glitchy with this thing for a little bit now. I'm not really sure if it's from overriding the save too many times. I don't know what it's from, but I'm kind of thinking it's something to do with the fact that I just like slotted out saves that I put in here. So maybe it's like keeping data from old ones and I don't know. Either way, yeah, that's Maggie out. Unfortunately, in pretty short order, that is both the Verdict Day ACs taken out. Who's next? How the hell is Flamefly still here? Proto Exus again. Keeps wanting to test her out, I suppose. Versus the Infinity FF. So, Mobius. Hi, Mobius. I don't even need to look to know what's gonna happen here. Because even after his remake, Mobius just isn't very good. So he's been remade to try and function a little bit better in Formula Prime, but yeah, he's still Mobius. Oh, nice knowing you, buddy. As he probably makes some amazing comeback, I don't know. You know, it would be really cool, like, okay, so if AC6 finally comes around and all that, I hope we'll finally get an AI programmer that can kind of work in some of the subtleties of the series. Because it would be cool to have the end fight and all that be something other than, you know, hey, we stuck cheats and a grenade launcher on this guy. So, I mean, we got to see a little bit of that in Verdict Day, but overall, a lot of the fights still were kind of easy once you knew how to exploit them. And I hope whatever armor system they end up going with, it's less exploitable than that one was. Because then, you know, when they split it up to 3 things, the thought would have been that it was to prevent armor exploiting and building towards specific things, but it just led to super specialized stuff that was really kind of dull in my opinion. Because you wanted to have an AC that looked a certain way, and it's like, yeah, but, you know, everything is friggin' resistant to the chemical machine gun, so nope. I don't know. There are very few times where that's the right team. It's going to be Kandaki versus somebody else here. I don't know. Every time that I tried to work in the chemical machine gun, it was either plink or amazing, entirely dependent on the guy's armor, and there really wasn't any middle ground. And then if you tried to build exclusively for an all-purpose thing, you usually ended up getting screwed over pretty hard there. Alright, second guy is AC2 Leos. Going off on a tangent here. They have been looking at it a lot more recently. I mean, it's a fun game. It's still fun. Don't like the 3 armor system. It just can't be balanced right, is the thing. At least it isn't balanced right. I'm sure it can be. Just it goes to too far of an extreme. And it's funny because it's what I've always wanted in the series, which is just like a proper armor system in which you could actually, you know, tank things that were coming at you, and you were mostly just pretty much taking plink damage because, you know, your armor actually protected you. But it would be Nice if instead it was something like, you know, you ended up taking some sort of debuffs or whatever else if certain shots got through. Like, if you were taking debuffs from it piercing your armor and everything else, and, you know, something pierces it, reduces it, which means that something else can go through. Which they kind of tried to do with that whole armor break thing, but then that was also really unintuitive. Oh, hang on. Wow, is Leo seriously going to lose to Kangaki? Wow. Dude, Kangaki has not won a fight so far. I mean, this is happening, I guess. His thing's made of wood, you're aware of that, right? It's powering this crap on a hamster wheel. Oh, how are you losing? Oh, now he's just going for the fancy finish with his large missiles there. He was thinking for a sec. Like, I don't want to just win, I want him to lose badly. Because I've never won before, and now I'm feeling very bitter about it. Alright, well there we go. AC2 Leos, which has done pretty well overall, is out. Alright, well I guess we're just kind of auto-playing through frequency stuff now. Alright, whatever. Who's next? I got Raiden. For answer once again. And who are you fighting? The Iron. I already know the outcome to this one. Because the Iron versus Raiden has happened before, and the Iron won with absolutely no question in mind. Mostly because Raiden has weapon arms, the Iron has big old chunky armor arms with big old guns on them. So frankly, these grenade arms are just not even worth it. Wow, is he gonna... Oh my god. Freaking Raiden pulling out those tactics. Pulling out those, like, artillery tactics here. Holy hell. Come on, do it. You know you want to. Don't get close. That was your one advantage. Can't do this at close range, dude. You cannot do this. Come on, you had a chance. You're not gonna overheat him. Yeah, that side music is appropriate. Ah, well. Bye, Raiden. For a second there, I thought he was gonna have his moment of brilliance and completely wreck this guy. But no. Right, here we go. Alright. Got the Phantasgod finally showing up. So the multiplayer kind of build versus the 9-ball from Ninebreaker. Alright. What team are you on? Athascath. Appropriate music. Making me want to go back and replay 5. Right, this thing, I remember having very severe ground tendencies, so... Yeah, by request, oddly enough, if I recall. So there's a good chance for 9-ball to pull this out, despite his build disadvantage. get close, dude. Do not get close. Yeah, no. There's no way you're standing a chance like that. Goodbye, 9-ball. Dropping pretty fast now. Only a few survivors were left. Okay. Got the iron. Sweet silent line intro music. Or main menu music. Okay, versus the Phantaz God. I'd say this is going to the iron. Yeah, this... two heavies in very enclosed quarters, so... I think the only... Yeah, no, his missiles are completely out of commission, so... Phantaz God would have to rely on more or less weaker versions at worse ranges, in this case. Oh, and he's pulling off that kind of safe spotting trick, too. It's funny, if you make an AC that can pull off this safe spotting trick consistently, you can completely cheese out almost everything in the arena. Like if you're doing the, what's it, the Super Arena? The Exhibition Arena, that's what it's called. Then yeah, you can pull off some serious nastiness here. Mostly because, yeah, like you can see here, they can still aim at long range, and they will still do that. It's not super accurate, but... they will cheese out the other guy. Looking at this though, if he continues doing this... Oh, you know what I just realized? Phantaz God's pulling off those AC5 strats here. And completely running this guy out of ammo. Oh man. If he runs out iron and wins this, he's using these friggin' gen-appropriate strategies here. It's gonna be beautiful. Alright, I'm actually kind of rooting for Phantaz God here. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it, but... No, iron's already run out of his Sawa, I think. Yeah. So he's got to be getting pretty low in the old ammo front. Yeah, looks like he's got 55 and he's still got enough to pull this off. Especially if he's doing this. What? Oh my goodness. It doesn't even matter. Wow. Wow. Of all the ways for him to go out, I would not have expected that. Wow. That is the most appropriate thing I've seen. And he's not even programmed to do that, he just did it. Alright, Flamefly. How are you still here? And Flamefly is fighting... ACLR Zenata. And this is going longer than expected. I like that some of the fights almost went full time. Alright, Zenata. Just wipe the floor with him. I know it's coming. In order for him to win, she would have to just completely run out. She'd have to run herself out of energy. She'd have to forget her guns work. And, yeah, we can just fast forward. Maneuverability, ammunition, damage, everything. She's got an advantage on him. There was no reason for him to have stuck around this long. Just he was a joke AC. Alright. Man, this music sounds like it's from friggin' Terraria. Okay. Phantasgod versus somebody else. Versus Kongoki. Alright. And if Kongoki pulls out some miracle win again, there's gonna be some questions on whether this makes any sense. The answer is it doesn't. And yeah, if you didn't see the last one, and you're wondering what the deal is with those 4 ACs flashing up top, that is one of Royal's ACs. It has suddenly decided that it is permanently embedded into one of the effects, and will repeatedly load there. Now if you're saying, wow, that must be a temporary thing, what if you loaded another save, and, you know, something like that? You know, just loaded another save, went ahead and restarted the emulator, restarted the game, etc. No. It's just there now. I've tried resetting the emulator, I've tried using completely different saves. It bleeds over onto other saves. I don't know what's going on, or how it's going on, or where it saves, because previously there was the invisibility glitch, which was seemingly from it not knowing where it actually stored the data on certain things. So if you went back and changed some attributes, like you went and, you know, moved a part back and forth, or you changed the color, or something like that, then you would basically be able to fix it. You could cause it to come back if you redid that enough times. From ACs cloning themselves and stuff like that, I don't know what is going on, because they shouldn't be there. There's one in particular that I don't even recognize, probably some random joke build from months ago, and there's no explanation that I know of for what's going on. So, if you know, let me know. I like this thing. It is called Force. It is good. I forget what it's from. It's good. Wow. This is awkward. So, Yaki's actually got a chance. Not even a bad one at that. Ngaki, winner of the tournament. Especially with that thing. Get him. Take out this guy that's been ripping through your contestants. Like, no. I will lose to somebody from an earlier gen. I forget why exactly this thing had walking tendencies, but it works out pretty well for it. Oh man. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holy crap. That is not even funny. Okay. So I guess Phantasgod takes it again? Even though I'm pretty sure... Didn't Kangaki actually win that one, though? I'm pretty sure he actually won it. Okay, you know what? One exception. We're gonna do that one again. Because they ended pretty much at a tie. And I have a feeling it actually announced the wrong winner there. And rewatching this right now would be a bit impractical. So, we're just gonna run it again. On a different map or something. Where was this at? Ripper? just gonna leave this to run for a sec, and we'll actually be right back. And back. Okay. Sorry for the wait there. Alright, so how did we do? Okay, so yeah, no, that was much more solid. No pun intended. Alright, so. Goki is out. That is a shame. And then there were 4... Hopefully that wasn't sitting around too long. Alright, looks like we got 9... Wait, what? 9 breakers out. Or 9 balls out. Isn't that supposed to be on here? So there were 3. And... So Zaneta, Proto-Exos, and... Phantasgod. Alright. Alright, looks like we've got Proto-Exos. Who are you fighting? Zenaida. Pretty sure we've had this fight before. But I do love that they both made it this far. Of course, you know, cue the comments now where basically I must have hit a wrong button somewhere and deleted the wrong people or something. Who knows? Considering this to be the true final fight. Because I have no clue how the hell the Phantasgod won so many fights in a row. By all rights, that thing is a joke, AC. Proto-Exos is going to turn out to be the champion. Oh, stop wasting your EO. That thing is way more accurate than it has any right to be. Yeah, kind of a weird thing. Maybe completely off book here, but the I think one of my neighbors died the other day. So this is the weirdest thing. Like, oh, there we go. Proto Exos. And then there were two. There were two. So Znaida's out. So Znaida gets third place. Now the fight for first place. I don't even know why I'm spinning this thing, because there's nothing to spin. But yeah, so I think one of the neighbors died the other day, because, yeah, they just, like, kind of stopped opening their door for a long time and used to run into them all the time. And then, like, one day I walked into the hallway, and it just smells like death in there. And, well, long story short, you know, I called the front office and, like, yeah, it smells like something, you know, died over here. Can you do something about that? And I come back, and they're basically repainting that apartment, spraying the ground everywhere, like, sanitizing the whole place. I'm like, did something happen? Hope not. I hope they just left. They're pretty nice. Hope nothing bad happened there. Any dang ways, let's see. I'm hoping for Proto Exos here. Bringing Etsunar, the awesomeness. Can't seem to dodge vertical missiles to save her life today, apparently. So stop trying to snipe at Silky and use your missiles, lady. Like the one time you need to be using them, not while charging. There we go. Fire him. Do it. Run. There we go. Good job. Keep that up. Those long-range options kind of suck, so... Do it. I think that little script the triggers that basically says when they're doing effective damage, is, they definitely seem to know. Oh my god. She's actually gonna... She is very blunt. Is she just gonna hide behind a wall now? Aw, man, please don't let her lose to that. Fast forward. Oh no. Yeah, that's it. Wow. I think we won a best 2 out of 3 that. That's just depressing. I want to see if that's consistent or not. Because she did waste almost all of her shots, but still. Thing's a friggin' Terminator, holy hell. Wouldn't it just be funny if the verdict day turned out to be the winner, though? Although in this case it would be 5, that's the fun part. Yeah, there we go. Does this count as bias? Probably. Yeah, no, he still wins it. So there we go. First place from AC5 and technically Verdict Day. We have the Phantasgod, the multiplayer build. Second place we have Etsunar with the Proto Exos, and third place we have 1.5 Znaida. So this leaves the last victory lap of having this thing fight Frostback. So this was the cross tournament after all. Fighting him in the snowy hellscape of out here. Fight the worst AC that actually showed up in the series as far as I'm concerned. Or I guess I should say my favorite worst AC, because everything about this thing is weird. Like, even its gun looks weird. Fun to play with, but definitely a weirdo. You know what this thing is? If you've ever played FTL, it's the Type B drone ship. That's what it is. Like the guy that got sent into space as a punishment and has a really janky ship that doesn't work. What you gonna do? Nothing. Let's see. What? We're just having a standoff? Yeah, check it out. I'm gonna totally do it. I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna win this yet. What's funny is that strategy right there is kind of how I ended up doing most of the 3 to SL run with this guy. It's like you get super close and do awkward close-range dodges. He did surprisingly well, all things considered. But alright, there we go. It's exciting to see that that AC6 got announced. Good to see here. And yeah, pretty sure we're all looking forward to something coming out here. It's good to see that the series isn't dead. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care.